Hello beautiful strangers, and welcome to Fudging It. Today I will tell you about my latest sewing project. It was a cosplay for Shay, which is from Assassin's Creed Rogue. I was actually going to make a detailed video of the whole process, but my deadline got moved by about a week, so I had to be kind of in a hurry. And honestly, the first time I looked at it, at the drawing, I felt so overwhelmed. I'm like, no way, I cannot do it, it's just too much. And then since my deadline moved, I'm like, oh goodness, I have to be in a hurry, so let's do it. But I thought I'll go step by step of what I actually did and how I created it, so you can all see my creative process. So I printed out a few of the different pictures, and to see the back I actually used Arno. The good thing about this drawing is that you can see the front and you can see the back, because the back is very detailed. All the other pictures I could find of actual Shay wearing it were just the front. So Arno was very, very helpful. I broke down the outfit and I thought that I will use just three. I will use the three pieces, which is this red one, then the vest, the tan colored vest on the inside, and then the jacket. If you don't sew, or if you're a beginner or non-professional, I'm a non-professional, I'm just fudging the best I can. You can use other patterns, like you can use any kind of shirt pattern or blouse pattern for your top and just modify it. And then for the bottom, just measure your length of how long you want the outfit to be. So the first thing I did is I found it was a little bit easier for me because I did the other two cosplay of Arno and Elise, and I had some of their patterns saved up, so I just kind of copied. This is pattern of the back, and this actually, I think I took it from one of the blouses I used before. I marked it right back, but I know that this is on the fold. For this one, I did one whole back. So when you open your fabric, you have a full piece lined out. You can do it any way you want, but what I did is I did separate back and the skirt. So I could put the little flaps, I don't know what you call them, into the seam between here and here, so it looks neater. But you definitely can do it all as one piece, kind of like one big piece, and then just put the flaps where you want them. So I cut it out of muslin. This is the back, half of the back, and this is the little fold, and I'll show you on the actual garment later. And I have two pieces, the right and the left. So they're actually hanging like this, right, in the back. Okay, and then for your main, I call it skirt. This is the part that goes in the front. So here you can see this little part sewn on here, so you get a full kind of skirt idea. I also put darts, and it's a great idea to practice on muslin until you're happy with your pattern. Sew it with like a basting stitch, which is a big stitch, so it's easy to pull out when you're ready for your pattern pieces to be cut out of the actual fabric. So do that. And this is the right part of the skirt. You have the front, you have the back for the main garment, so that's easy part. Now the shoulders, what I did for the shoulder piece, and I'll show you in a minute, I cut another back like you would you know, our main back piece, but I made it shorter. And then I also did short front, which is this, see, front left. So you can see it's kind of like a t-shirt part. And then this is like your sleeve, part of the sleeve. And then the big part that goes underneath. So you have 4 pieces for the shoulder, and then you have shorter pieces for the next part of the shoulder. So let's deconstruct the actual garment and see how it all worked out. Let's remove the hood. The hood's removable, and I put snaps for the ease of dealing with the hood. So we can remove the hood. The hood's actually pretty big, so let me show you. Don't laugh. I don't really wear it at home much, but here. Yeah, so this part holds the belt in place because belt goes under, but at the same time it's up on top of the collar. So the collar sits on top of this part here, but underneath this part here. So I had to engineer it because that's how it is in the picture. And I tried to make the patterns as close to the picture as I can. So let's continue our deconstruction. Take this off, and then you can take the belt off, and then you do the same thing on the other side. You unhook it, and then you can take the belt off. So now let me show you what's going on in the back. So if you lift the collar, there's snaps. Yes, I ran out of black snaps. I can replace it if I have time, but you know, no big deal. This part, as you can tell, is different, and you can take it off by unsnapping if you want. This, I made it permanent just because I like it. Then all of this we can remove because it's removable. What we do, see the little tiny hidden snap here? I'm gonna unsnap it. And the whole thing comes off. So the shoulders, there's the hood. As you can tell, hood is kind of massive. So there's our shoulders. So I have bottom part of the shoulders with real snaps, snap to the back. And then snaps here. If you don't want any red things, you can take them off, but I had to sew them a little bit here so they stay more or less smooth. And this, as we know, on snaps. So the top is a separate part from this bottom. This bottom part has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. The top is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces plus this. So and then you have a jacket without the fancy shoulder. And my thought was that maybe I can wear it for everyday kind of wear, but I am not sure. So without the shoulder, it looks still okay, but just not as cool. But let's continue. Then we'll undo the belt here. This is the easy belt. I like this one. And then I'll undo the belt here. I also made a little pouch, leather pouch to wear on the belt. So again, if you're sewing it for the first time, try and try, maybe out of paper first, then out of muslin. But draw it out, make sure you know how many pieces go where. So the sleeve here, it's actually 2 pieces, and I sewed it here. The sleeve itself is in there, right? And then this and this is a separate thing. I made it separate, and then I just stitched it on the sleeve. So this is not removable, it's just always there. So this is the jacket, and let's look at all the pieces in it. We have, those are the tails. Remember the small little pattern that we had? Those are the little tails. There's the separate flaps. Then we'll have another flap. There's the main skirt, I call it, that goes in the front. In the back, I put darts, and I put darts here since it's a female version. So this piece is stitched separately as well. So the collar is separate. It's the same color I used on the red part, and I'll show you in a minute. So this is what it looks like laid out. So these are false buttons. I have snaps on the inside. These buttons don't do anything. They're just there to kind of weigh it down. So this is the same color as the main piece. This one's just a little bit longer this way. The other one's about this much shorter. So, and again, let's look at how many pieces we got here. So we have the tails, 4 tails, and they're double fabric. So basically I cut 4 of these and 4 of those. And the back is just like a shirt. You see, if you take the tails away, it's like looking like a shirt. The back similar to the jacket, which is actually the same pattern. Again, the darts, the female version. And here I just finished it with the ribbon just for the ease of finishing. Final piece, you can see it on the picture right here, and it comes out so pretty from under the red. Just a simple vest, and I used snaps for the closure. So here's the vest. Pretty much same pattern, same darts on the side. And then this, I didn't even do the ribbon, I just closed with the closed stitch. So you can see here, just a stitch to close the sleeves, the arm area. No, I still can't believe that I actually pulled it off. It was a lot of work and a lot of frustration, a lot of undo, redo. So don't be afraid that if you stitch something wrong to undo it and redo it. You might have to do it more than once, 2 times, 3, maybe 4. But yeah, so this part was the most difficult because of the way the picture is. I could have probably just ignored the picture, but no, it has to be to the T. And if you need any other help or have questions, I'm glad to help. Remember, lots of fudging here, lots of snaps. Don't be afraid of snaps. Snaps are awesome. They're easy to put in. So yeah, that's the cosplay that I just did. And today was a big sale because it's a Black Friday. It was a big sale for fabric. Not as good as I hoped, but still I got like a whole bolt of muslin. So if you live near a fabric store and there's a sale, get a lot of muslin so you can experiment, because all of these patterns are made out of muslin. That's very cheap, and if you mess up, it's not as painful to throw away or redo or recut than the actual fabric, because this is not cheap, not as expensive as some, but still not as cheap as this. Be careful. And that was my cosplay making, explaining adventure for today. In the meantime, behave yourselves or not. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!